The chill from that December night lingers, settling deep within my bones, as if frozen there forever. Every detail is etched into my memory, impossible to erase. It's been almost 2 years, yet I think of it every day. Writing this down feels like reopening a nightmare, but I have to share it, free it. It was an icy Saturday morning, and I had plans to meet my friends for our weekly brunch. There was Noah, Sarah, Beth, and Ethan. We'd all been close since our first semester of college. Moving in with them was the original plan, but I kept feeling a strange unease in their old house. Something about it was unsettling, so I used money issues as an excuse to back out. But it was that morning, I couldn't shake my restlessness. I texted Noah, but there was no reply. I tried Sarah and Beth, and even Ethan, but none of them responded. It felt off. We'd been excited about brunch since Thursday, so the silence gnawed at me. I brushed it off, thinking maybe they'd overslept. I decided to walk over. Their place was only a few blocks away. The streets were unusually quiet, adding to my unease. When I reached the house, I knocked. No answer. I knocked again, louder, but still nothing. On the third try, I used the spare key they'd given me. As I stepped inside, I was hit by a pungent metallic scent that made my stomach twist. I forced myself to go further. The silence inside was unsettling. I called out their names, but the only response was the creak of the floor beneath my feet. That smell grew stronger as I headed toward the stairs, my pulse pounding louder with each step. At the top, I saw her, Beth, lying half in, half out of her bedroom, pale and motionless. Blood soaked her clothes and formed a dark pool on the floor. I froze, unable to process what I was seeing. My mind screamed to run, but a part of me felt compelled to check on the others. I stumbled to Sarah's room and pushed the door open. Blood was everywhere, on the walls, the bed, even the ceiling. It was like walking into a nightmare, something beyond comprehension. One glance was enough. I knew no one in that room was alive. My body finally obeyed, and I bolted. I ran through the empty streets, the December air slicing through me, my breaths sharp and shallow. By the time I reached my apartment, I was shaking uncontrollably. I grabbed my phone, intending to call the police, but hesitated. What if they thought I was responsible? I'd been the last to see them alive. I had a key, and I'd found the scene. I'd seen enough true crime shows to know this looked suspicious. Panic took over, and I convinced myself to wait. But deep down, I knew I wouldn't make the call. The weight of what I'd witnessed, the blood, their lifeless faces, pressed on me like a heavy shadow. I couldn't speak to anyone, not yet. When a friend texted later, asking if I'd heard from Noah, I lied, saying I hadn't seen or heard anything. The lie felt sickening. Fear kept me silent. That evening, another roommate who'd been out of town returned and discovered the scene. By then, the house was filled with police and shocked neighbors. News of my friend's tragic fate spread quickly, their names etched in headlines, a horror that would be remembered by many. I was relieved that no one knew I'd been there, but the guilt never left. It lingers, a shadow that never fades, a reminder of that December morning. I wish I'd acted differently, that I'd had the courage to speak up sooner. But I didn't. And now, no matter how hard I try, I can't forget. And I know I never will.